This session's about earning the right to make a cold call, earning the right to make a phone call to a client. What you're going to walk away with is a brief story of what happens when you don't earn the right and what to do to fix it. So most sales professionals, they don't earn the right to make the call. All they do is they pick up a list of names and they smile and dial and hope for the best. Or they just look at their activity list for the day and they just start mowing through it. And again, touching base and checking in all over the place. That is not earning the right. So that's why we have to apologize a lot when it comes to making cold calls. We say stuff like, hey, I'm sorry to bother you. Well, the reason that we say that is because we know that we're bothering them because there's no real reason for our call, and we haven't earned the right to make that call. Quick story, I went to a Sales 2.0 conference once, and I'm looking for a partner to help facilitate the research, what it takes to actually write some of the Why You Now emails that we train on. And so I met this group, and it was a company that kind of aggregated, I'm not going to use their name, but it aggregated all this data in one place. So with one click of a button, I could see everything about an account, including articles and all that other wonderful stuff. And I told him I'm not a good prospect, I'm a two-person company, but we have a ton of really big clients that I'd like to bring them into. So inevitably 2 weeks later, I get a phone call from one of the frontline sales reps. Says, hey John, I'm following up on the Sales 2.0 conference. And he just started pitching me for about 2 minutes, 3 minutes actually. And about halfway through his pitch, I stopped him. I'm like, I'm sorry, I have to ask, do you have any idea what my company does? And he was like, well, I was just following up on the Sales 2.0 conference. Alright, so let me make sure I'm clear here. Your product, what it does is goes out to the internet, aggregates a bunch of information about accounts, so when you make cold calls to prospects like me, you can have higher level business oriented discussions. Is that effectively what your product does? And he said, well, yeah. And I go, and you didn't even push a button in your own app to before you made a phone call to me? Well, I guess, all right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get off the phone right now. I'm going to let you push a button in your own app and call me back, and we're going to have a better conversation. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Barrows. So don't apologize, just call me back. Unfortunately, the kid never called me back. So needless to say, he didn't earn the right. He got a list, he got my name on a list, and he made a phone call. A really easy tip. We recommend doing as much research as feasible before you make your phone calls. I know we all have our days and are super busy, so we can't do a ton of research, but if nothing else, here's the tip, if nothing else, have their webpage open in front of you. Every time you call a client, whether it's an existing one or a prospect or somebody you know or somebody that's totally cold, have the front page of their webpage open in front of you, because then you can react, right? If somebody does ask, hey, what do? You can simply say, oh, I see you do sales training consulting and you're focused on these areas. If he had said that, if he had had my front page open and he had said that, we would have continued on the conversation. But since he didn't earn the right to have my attention for anything more than the minute that I started, or the 2 minutes that I played around with him. So anyways, in conclusion, earn the right, do 2 minutes of research if you can. If nothing else, have the website open in front of you, okay? Good luck and happy selling.